Okay, so just going to go through the answers now. I'm sure you did really, really well. So noun, a noun is the biggest word class there is out of all of these. And most words fit into noun. But what it is, it's a word that names. So the key word is name. It names a person, place, animal, thing, or idea. Okay? A noun tells you what or who the sentence is about. And there's different types of nouns. There's common nouns, collective nouns, and abstract nouns. Now, so for the examples, so I'm going to break it down here. So common, well done you if you got those breakdowns, common, collective, and abstract. But for those of you who are not quite sure, common is like when you have dog or a table, very concrete things that they can touch, see. Yep, tree. Then you have proper nouns, which is like London or Nile. Okay, and then you have, the reason why they're proper is because they're names. There's one, when you think of London, you know what you're talking about. But dog is a bit common. It could be applied to any dog. Okay, not Rover the dog. And then there's abstract. Abstract, where it's not concrete. So you've got things like beauty, love, okay, and justice. These are nouns, but you can't see or touch these. They're a bit more abstract. Okay, so then adjective. Adjectives give information about a noun. They describe the noun. Okay, so for example, the scruffy dog. The word scruffy would be an adjective. So here, if you've said anything like a describing word, that would be acceptable. Or just say tells us more about the noun. Okay, so a word might be, like scruffy, old, young, long, high. You can name colours here. Green, is it a green ball? And so on. So anything that's describing the noun. Now, determiner, sorry. So determiner, these are used with nouns and they determine the noun that's being discussed. So is it a dog? Is it the dog? Is it this dog? Okay, so it's the word that comes just before the noun to determine it. So I'm just going to put works with a noun, because it won't make sense on its own. It has to come with a noun. Okay, so works with a noun to determine it. Okay, so that's like the cat, a cat, this cat, all cats, and so on. Okay, every cat, and so on. There's quite a few. So I'll just put his cat, her cat, no cat, because no is another one. Yeah. Pronoun. Pronouns replace a noun, okay, to avoid repetition. Children tend to forget to use pronouns when they're at the early stages of writing, and this results in quite boring, lengthy, repetitive texts. So you want your child to be able to identify what a pronoun is and use what a pronoun is in their writing. So I'm just going to put replaces the noun. So if you said anything like that, well done you. And an example could be the dog barked. And then new sentence, it ran away. Okay, So instead of saying the dog barked, the dog ran away. Instead of saying the dog again, you've just replaced it with it. So that's why it's a pronoun. Verb is the most important element of a sentence, okay? It tells you what's happening in a sentence. Most sentences do not make sense without a verb, actually. So verbs are we call them in school, we say doing words or an action word or a being word. Okay, so if you've said anything like that, that's great. So an action word or / doing word. That's the sort of term that we use with the children at a young age. And then or a being word. Then well done you. And some examples. Kylie chased the car. Okay, Kylie chased the car. The word chased is an action verb. But then you can have situational verbs as well. For example, he has a brother. Okay, so he has a brother. Has is also a verb. And then she wants her dinner. She wants her dinner. The word wants, this is a state. So you're describing the noun, who's this she, okay, this pronoun. She is in an emotional state where she wants the dinner. So it's a state verb. Then adverbs describe how you're doing things. Okay, so that's why it's like adjective. So it's adjective verb. So you're describing the doing. So if you've written anything like that, describing the doing, that's great. I'm going to just write here, provides background information to the action. So describes the doing or describes the action word. Okay, and some examples like slowly, quietly, sadly. Okay, a lot of the "ly" ending words come here. Okay, and so on. Okay, now there's different types of adverbs. So slowly, quietly, fast, well, they're more manner adverbs. Then you have time adverbs like now, then, soon, next. Okay, they're still describing the action in a sense of time. And then there's place adverbs as well, like away, here, there, everywhere. Okay, and then preposition, okay, this is how you express the relationship of two parts of a sentence. So it's to do with space or time. So I'll start with some examples for you here so it will make sense. So for example, across, after, at, or before. Okay, these words they describe, so after is a time preposition. Okay, so you're describing the relationship between a part of the sentence in relation to when it happened. It was after, it wasn't before. But it can also be in terms of space. So it might be behind something. It might be on top of something. It might be under something or inside something. Okay, so they're preposition. How I remember that is the word position is in the word preposition. So just remember that position usually is where we are located amongst something. So in terms of time and space, those words are prepositions. So if you've said anything like in relation to to where it is, like a noun is placed or situated, or however you've worded it. Well done, you. Okay, that's correct. And then conjunction, lastly, conjunction. Okay, this is quite, there's various types of conjunctions. Some schools still call them connectives. Child-friendly way is a connective. But these words join or extend ideas and phrases. So, I opened the window. I opened the window is a standalone sentence. Okay, but I want to extend that idea. I want to write the conjunction because, to extend it, because I was hot. So I was hot is its own sentence. I opened the window is its own sentence, but you've joined the two ideas with the joining conjunction because. Okay, so there's different examples: but, for, however, since, although, in order that, as soon as, whenever, however. All of those are examples of conjunctions. And you just write here a word that joins up two ideas, could work. Joins up two ideas or phrases or whatever it is that you've chosen. Okay, but yeah, I hope you did well with all of those. Well done if you got all of them right, and well done, you know, no matter how many you've got right, well done for just learning these things. But hopefully this will help you now as we move on to our eMini sessions on writing.